All right. Welcome back, guys, to another session of Monster Mayhem. Last we left off, we were about to face the big bad, Honey Badger.
Honey Badger.
Badger. On
We're
a
adults,
sad
we
note,
swear.
I got I tried out the new chicken Big Mac at McDonald's. It was okay for like a $17 meal. But Allie came home with Chinese food, and I didn't know she was coming home with Chinese food, and now I'm without Chinese food. So that's my sad story for the day.
We can have Chinese food for dinner.
Pretty sad.
It's 6:00, Jared. I just had like food an hour ago.
You can have Chinese food for dinner.
It's Chinese
I'll have for tomorrow.
Food. It goes right through you.
I'll have for tomorrow.
You're hungry again in 30 minutes.
That's
If
not
it's good Chinese food. 5 minutes if it's bad.
Anyway, sorry to do that little tangent there, guys, but we're here.
I don't have to apologize for it. A tangent's a tangent.
But I mean, we got
Always
game.
have tangents.
Let's just go. Let's do it. I did the introduction.
All right, fine. We can do that. You guys have just arrived. Let me move some stuff around. Maybe actually join the game. You know, GM stuff. Let's see what these scoundrels are up to. You guys have finally made it to the rose bush.
Yes.
All right. Rosie has met you at the top of the pathway. Phil will be continuing to push the ball. Boop, 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 doop, doop. His favorite rock. Andrew's going to be dancing on top of the rock because these players aren't going to be here today. Let's put some music on because we're like that.
So,
Close that curtain.
Is Allie going to be playing today?
Yeah, cheers.
I hear them in the background.
Got home from work. She has some Chinese in front of her.
I'm so hungry.
You guys hear okay?
Yes, again. All right. You guys have arrived at the little. You guys have arrived at the rose bush, the little area in front of it. What you guys want to do?
I want to look at Rosie. I'm like, so where are we supposed to drop the feet off?
Over at the rose bush over there. They go bloop. Yep. Yeah. But as you guys approach, several of the roses start to come out. They're pretty spooky.
I'm like, Rosie, are they supposed to look like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a different part of the rose bush than I am.
Okay.
And this one kind of meanders out. That is the sharpest thorn in the bush. He's our best protector. So if the big meanie guy gets too close, he'll prick him in the nose.
I see.
I am the thorns. I prick and poke. I cause incredible discomfort.
Well,
Nice.
we're here to drop off a seed.
Oh. You can drop it off right here.
Susie will drop it out in front.
Is this where we're supposed to drop it off at?
I guess so.
Are we sure? Or are we just taking this guy at his word?
He seems pretty trustworthy.
Okay.
As you pop it down, it dives into the earth. And then it pops back out. Boop.
How pretty.
But
Shiny.
then there's a rustling of bushes nearby.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Ainsley, we need to prepare. We're not prepared.
I'm like, Phil, the grape.
Hmm? Ah. But this is my rock.
Yes, but we need the grape inside it.
The rock is mine.
Yes, and I need the grape inside the rock.
My rock.
Phil,
Ainsley, I think
the grape.
it'd be quicker to just get it yourself.
Yeah,
My rock. Rock good.
I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna pull the seed out of the rock, or the grape out of the rock. Berry. It's a berry, not a grape.
You take it.
Yeah.
And you hear a big rustling of the bush.
Where is the wrestling coming from?
Across the way. All the way on the other side of the map.
Okay.
And what pokes its snout out through the bushes.
A badger.
Betcha, 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 betcha.
Mushroom.
And this seed starts to hustle this way.
Like, all right.
All right, we're gonna go with turn orders here. Oh, sorry. It's supposed to be a base D6 plus whatever your spirit level is. So Phil is a level 2, so he gets 3. 12.
So I get 66.
Base 6, then you're
Yeah, so it was 5 to go up 1. Then it was
then
5 to
10
go
is
up.
2.
And
Then
then
it was 15.
25.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you get
25. 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 5, 10, 25.
And then Ash and Fur, you get 3. Susie, you get 2.
Yep. Next thing, I was supposed to get an extra D6 on my next roll. Is this considered a roll, or can I save it for whenever I want to use it?
You can save it if you like.
I'd like to
If
save
you'd like to use it here, you may.
D6.
Just normal initiative.
Badger has entered the field. Then it's this guy's turn. He's gonna look at you guys and go, "I can't leave the bush, but if you
have-
make it to one of the patches, I can show up."
Understood.
You don't have some of us on the tracker.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, Al, I think Matt rolled for you for initiative.
Okay, that's good.
I worked pretty well too.
Thanks.
Yeah. I'm also not on initiative either.
What you up to?
I don't see any mushrooms in the top corner.
There's one on the top corner.
Top left, where the rose bush is. So that
Oh,
the
you mean the rosebush
Oh.
corner? I got you. Yeah, I just needed that extra word.
Yep. Nope. I am prepping my acorn. Getting it all shaken up. That's it. I am basically trying to more potent the go to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andrew, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna hide under these leaves.
Remember, you can also teleport from shadow to shadow. So you can also teleport under leaves to under other leaves.
Okay.
You
And also remember
are
that
also
if you're
now a greater spirit.
yes, that's what I was going to say.
Philippe is going to move the little rock. Do you have the grape from him, Eatsley?
Yes, I took the grape.
What hands do you have it in?
I have it in my left hand. So I
Okay.
have I have hammer in one hand, grape in the other.
Everything else on the sled?
Everything else is on the sled.
Okay.
You want to set the sled down for a bit?
Yeah.
Okay, I will make a little thing. Sled. Okay. Eatsley.
Come over when I this way. Or this way. Until I get closer. Essentially kind of sneaking up on Honey Badger.
Okay. This guy's gonna go.
Before we continue, Matt, I'm just going to move ahead of this little guy. I realize I'm not going on the turn order either.
Oh
I'm
no!
going to pass my berry to Eatsley. I'm going to moon teleport here. Pass my berry to Eatsley.
What's the berry?
It's in the berry.
What?
It's another berry.
Okay.
So it's more appealing for two berries together.
But I don't have enough hands.
What's in your other hand?
A hammer.
I guess you need to attack things, don't you? Why don't you give me the berry? I'll place the berry.
Are you sure? It's gonna be
Yeah.
dangerous.
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. Berry. I give you the berry.
Gotcha. Take the berry instead from Eatsley.
Mhm.
Now Eatsley has a free hand.
Badger is gonna go start sniffing around. kind of digging around with his paws. Ash.
Hmm. 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 I am going to poof because it's sticking around, and I am going to roll the acorn out from between the mushrooms.
What's in the acorn?
The knockout poison.
Okay. Cool. Indrid!
Me again, eh?
Yeah, these are quick turns.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna teleport from the shadow of these leaves into the shadow of
There's a lot of shadows.
this bush right behind the badger.
Okay.
And I'm gonna prepare to spook him.
Oh. Prepare to spook.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I feel it, Mr. Krabs. Phil is going to pretend to be a rock. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to get some hot water. Hot. All right. Who's next after Phil?
That'd be Eatsley.
Okay, you're up.
We're gonna scurry on over a bit. Hide behind the rocks.
Okay.
The hammer.
Susie.
All right. Susie is going to. Susie is going to move very slowly. And then Susie's going to place the leaf down and then put the 2 berries on top of the leaf with the spirit energy.
Oh.
And then Susie is going to shine her moonlight as the spotlight on this area with the berries. Actually, no, wait. Order of operations here. She's going to put down the berries and the leaf as a, like a dish in a sense. And then Susie, with that other half action, because she's in the moonlight, is going to use her divine bow to hit the badger. And what I'm going to say with my exclamation mark is hungry for berries, and I'm going to release.
Oh my gosh. All right.
So, what would you like me to roll?
How many d6s are you capable of getting?
So, I am a 1 above, I suppose, because I'm at 7. I have that extra d6 that I've been saving. I use my exclamation mark. Moon element, I suppose. So I think that's 4 total. You include base for what your spirit level is, or is that plus your base?
Your spirit level gives you plus your base.
Gotcha.
So you get an extra 1 because you were a level 2 spirit.
Yes,
So
gotcha.
5d6.
Seems like it.
Unless you want to give anything extra for the Iderdale's bow in her domain.
It does a special thing.
Yeah. Ciao. 15. Very average.
Bloop. You plink him. Just, you kind of, huh? Oh. Badger's gonna come by. Doop 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 doop. Doop doop doop.
I am very still.
Okay, that's its turn. Ash.
Hmm. 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 I am just going to, for now, poof over to here to keep watch. After
Okay.
grabbing my acorn. I will make use of this acorn.
Okay. Andrew. Also, while you're in that bush, these guys show up. Hey, this is our bush. We'll bush you. We'll bushwhack you.
This bush has become unpleasant, and I'm no longer in good spooking position, so I'm gonna teleport over here.
Okay. You're hidden under leaves.
Eee.
Philip is gonna continue to move his ball. Eatsley, you're underneath the honey badger.
I'm gonna hold my turn here. I say I'm gonna delay until after the honey badger goes. See what they do.
'Kay.
I have a question here.
Oh, okay.
If I look up, what do I see? Boy or girl?
Boy.
All right.
Susie is going to move very slowly away from the honey badger.
Okay. All right. Badger. He's gonna see food. Nom 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 nom. For your berry, your special one, I'm gonna have him make a roll. He has to beat 15. Okay. He kind of like pulls his head back, like, ugh, that's weird. He liked the other berry, but this one's, he's like, I don't know about this one.
The only thing I could do is a re-roll, I suppose.
Ash.
Hmm. 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 Hey.
Could Indrid use their fate point that allows them to re-roll stuff like other people?
Oh yeah, I have something like that.
You guys needed to have declared that beforehand.
I mean, it's after their roll though, and it just happened.
You want them to re-roll?
Yeah, the 66.
Oh, you want? I can. If you want him to roll his 66 for your ability, sure.
Yeah, Allie has this. It's not a. It's like a.
Yeah, if a target rolls a thing, you can use this fate point to make them re-roll.
Okay.
So we could get 2s and 3s. Could be 15 or less.
Yep. Oh.
Damn. Oh well. I tried. One less. It is less.
It's less.
Yeah, I'm going to wave my hand and try to make the funky smell of the berry fade away, so it only smells like the sweet berry.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me your power. So this will be your level
3D.
4.
So 46.
Do you? Well, before you roll, you can
Mhm.
get more dice than that. Do you remember how?
Yep. He's gonna be like, no, it's tasty.
Okay, fire away.
Uh,
Do you want to use any of your currency to increase that?
um,
You guys can get him to try again another time because you
Two
still
as
have
well.
a berry.
Yeah.
I still have 4 fate points, so sure.
Bone coins. I think bone coins give you a +2.
Right, yeah, I have bone coins.
Yep. No, boons give you +2.
Yeah.
Boons.
No,
My apologies. Boons.
I have boons.
Yeah, the
That's
other
what I
B.
have noted down.
If you had bone coins, you'll roll a 1d3, and then
Yeah, no, I've got
1 is a +3 bonus. 3 is a narrative bonus.
nope. I have boons, so I am going to wait for his roll, though I will see if my hat helps.
Do you want to use your special item here? Because you can only use it once. Or do you want to save it for a special moment?
I'll save it then.
Okay.
So is his hat a divine item or just an item?
It is a divine item.
Okay.
Yeah, Ash is weird. He has 2 divine
Your
items.
spell
book
book
and
is also a
hat.
divine item.
Yeah.
I figured the spell book was a divine item.
Yeah. So these are some of the most powerful arcane artifacts. So they are blessed by the god of magic and mana. So yes, they are divine items. That's why they do weird things, and there's not really a stat sheet for them. Okay. All right, Indrid.
I'm gonna wait and see if Ash can fix the berries.
Okay. You will hold the turn. Philip will move over here and cut off the spirit here. Eatsley.
I'm gonna wait to see if the badger eats the berry. If not, we're going on to Plan B.
Susie.
which all the men here will cringe at.
What you want to do?
Susie's gonna yell behind the rock, "Eat the berry!" And then she's gonna use a bone coin. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what she's gonna do.
Yep. Yeah, so a 1 is a +3, a 2 is a +1 with a small narrative bonus, and a 3 is a larger narrative bonus.
Okay.
Ooh, a +3 to your roll. Nice.
And then I think it's just for my my moon, my exclamation mark, and my lesser is a 3d6 +3.
And then you don't forget your exclamation part.
Oh, there's an exclamation attached to that. Oh,
Well,
let me.
you yelled at him, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I thought that was only the 3: my moon, my extra, and my yell. I thought you meant exclamation on the d6. That's what I thought.
Oh no, you used your exclamation point to get an extra die.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's 2 from your level, element, and the exclamation
So
mark.
I
That's
do get an
46.
extra one there. I do get an extra d6.
Oh,
I-
I've gotten an extra d6. I forgot to count my element.
22. Eat that berry! From mysteriously behind the rock.
Oh, he eats the
22!
berry like, oh, yeah, he will eat that berry.
It smells good too. Yes.
All right, Eatsley. You
Yeah.
get to roll for the effects on the berry.
All right. What do I roll?
It is going to be 12d6.
Oops.
I get my bone coin back. Oh, yeah. That's a lot of dice, Mr. 12d6.
He yawns, and he goes to bed right on the spot.
I'm just gonna. If I see him come down, I'm gonna teleport out. I'm like, no.
He just curls up on himself like. He's tired really fast. We are currently out of structured turn order. What do you guys do?
I am gonna go pick up the seed.
Badger Great Gut?
He's gonna wiggle. Like, what are you doing? Yeah, let me go.
I'm going to put the acorn in front of the badger so that if he does wake up, sees food, might eat it, go back to sleep.
So the badger is currently sleeping. We have knocked him out with alcohol poisoning. Pretty much.
Barry is very fermented.
I know, right? We got it on first floor.
And
So
they've
I'm
been
gonna
curating it the whole journey.
Pick up the berry. I'm gonna give it a big hug, and I'm gonna like, good job, keep walking, and then I'm gonna set it down.
It's happy.
We're here to the prickly thorn. Like, we defeated the badger.
Not yet. He hasn't left. He's
Mm.
just sleeping off the effects.
Mm. Ooh, I know.
The Barry and Phil will make their way successfully, due to the sleep, all the way back here. And the little seedling will dance and spin, and after he's done, 10 minutes later, bloop, he's revived this part of the rose bush. Then he's all tuckered and tired, so he's going to go to sleep. Phil is going to play Guardian.
Okay.
I am going to slowly walk over back to where the berry was, and I'm going to pick up my leaf.
Okay, you have your leaf.
I am then going to lift the leaf up. Hopefully that doesn't wake up the badger.
No, he's pretty out of it.
Is the badger on top of me right now?
No.
So you guys have, what is it? 22 turns until he wakes up.
Nice. So Indrid, I'm thinking I make you a shadow here that you can stay in and right in front of the badger, and then you scare the bejeebus out of him.
Can I give the badger nightmares?
If you were dream, I'd be like, yes. But right now, you're only darkness. Unless you have things that can give nightmares from your fear stuff.
I have nightmare moths. But I don't think they're fear stuff.
Gotta think of a spirity way. Maybe you can whisper questions in his ear as he sleeps.
Yeah, sure. I'll crawl in his ear and whisper spooky things. Spooky questions.
What type of questions? Like, why are you here? Who are you?
Yeah.
Where'd you come from? Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me exactly which questions you're gonna be trying to whisper. If you'd like a moment, absolutely, we can.
Yeah, I need a moment.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, I have one.
Mm-hmm.
You should ask him why he's tasty. And then what I can do is I can have the grass slowly grow up and around him.
Yeah, if we use Indrid's questions and then we interact with the environment to manifest those questions, that would be pretty spooky. Indrid, are you inside the ear?
Yeah.
So you're in darkness. Okay. You should move your token on top of the ear. Fly up there. So my leaf thing, I'm going to slowly walk
Why is
away.
Why is the grass trying to eat you?
You're gonna try and get the grass to eat him?
Make it look like the grass is trying to eat him. Just have like the grass grow up around him. Because like it would definitely be one of those things where like if you're having these like things in your dreams and suddenly you wake up and the grass is like 4 inches taller and trying to wrap around you, or at least looking at it like that.
Sure.
You also got to remember, what are honey badgers afraid of? Nothing. But are they afraid of existential things? Like, why am I here? Who am I?
I have the idea.
Mm-hmm.
While he is sleeping, I am going to move up and use the rot that I am to weaken the leather-like skin under and between his toes and paws.
That one, the rot element is not used to decompose living things as a spirit. You're decomposing things that are dead. Or can't sustain life. Honey badger can. But you can put gooey, gross things in between his paws.
Or you can decompose shit and put it in his nose.
It's funny.
Yes, this is what he is doing.
Alright, you have put poop in his nose, and it is ripe. And he'll wake up with a start with Indrid whispering terrible existential questions in his ear. And he's gonna, this is, can't breathe.
I'll leave him here.
The thorniest thorn will be like, he'll be back. He always comes back. This is a good time to set up and explore. But this, unfortunately, he'll most likely be back in the morning or in the dark of night.
Well, apparently I should have chosen dream as my element.
No, yeah, don't fall. It's after me. Meet me at Lucky Charms.
If what I'm hoping for, we'll be able to pick other elements as we improve our spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So you got darkness and dream. You can add those.
The thorniest thorn will look at you, Eatsley, and go, there are others here, but they are protecting the rose bush on a different area. You guys will be responsible for this here. There are other creatures who wish to overtake this bush. There's a snake. There's a particularly large bird. There is a tortoise. And for this other group, one claiming to be a hero, we don't know what that is. There's a small child, one of those human ones. You guys got the second hardest But you don't have to deal with a toddler. All the groups are defending the rose bush on different fronts. That's why you only see this part.
I see. Do they need our help?
No, everyone is doing well. They have already thwarted the interloper, but this will most likely be a more difficult encounter. The parts of the rosebush they're protecting are unfortunately quite a ways away. The rosebush is very large. It's not particularly a rose bush by what he's describing, but since it's one singular part,
Yeah.
they consider it a bush because it's one plant, one organism, but it's a rose patch due to the size. Such a large wild patch of roses that you will probably not see the others.
I see. Well then, we shall make ready and make for our defenses for this place.
Yep. Not using all of your cards that you've built up worked out really well for you guys. Because you guys are going to have to do several things. And saving your cool stuff, like the acorn, definitely going to help. But you use your biggest asset, the berry.
Yeah.
But that did give you quite a bit of time, especially when you whispered terrible, terrible secrets and questions, and then put poop up his nose.
Because it would not have worked against the serpent. Maybe worked against the.
Well, you guys would have come up with a different solution if you were told of a different creature.
Yeah.
If it was a toddler, it would have just been slapped.
Well,
no, I would have just done straight paying for that.
Just poke him with a thorn, make the child cry.
Yep.
That one's difficult because you have to scare off the child without inflicting harm to it, to the point where the adult comes by and burns out the bush.
Yeah.
So that one's hard. Honey badger is hard. Is the second most difficult because of his just fearlessness and general defenses.
And was defeated by a berry and poop in the nose.
Well, he's coming back. You guys got to make it sure that he just doesn't come back. There is also with the snake. That one's difficult. Not as sturdy, but the snake is mean. And they're very quiet and very crafty. They'll pop out of nowhere. So, a stealth element. And then there's Tortoise, who's really slow, but the most armored of the bunch. And then the bird. Bird. Gotta watch out for the birds. And that one's agility. So, all different encounters. You guys have quite a bit of time. If you guys want to prep, you guys can kind of wander back down into the brush. You can trade. You can craft, strategize.
I think the best I could do at this time would be to perform some rotting around the rose bush.
Yeah.
To create fertilizer to strengthen the bush.
That's actually a good idea.
Okay. Yeah, you wanna beef up the thorn's defenses?
Yeah. Try to buff the bush.
Why
Because
don't
if
you,
I buff the bush period, as you said, it's all one contiguous thing, it'll help the others as well.
Yeah, and if there's damage, that type of help can be, maybe it won't show up on this front, but the benefit will be then absorbed and sent to the others if there's damage.
Mhm.
Okay, I feel it. Why don't you make me a roll for it? Don't forget your rod element.
Yep.
Easily, did you want to get in on this?
Yeah, Ethu's gonna get on this. I was also gonna ask Philip to build me a mud wall right here at the entrance.
A mud ball. Okay.
Yeah, mud wall.
Oh, a
Uh,
mud wall. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
essentially, we'd have whatever's going to come. It gives us an advantage of knowing that they're going to have to break through that.
He can't make it super high.
It doesn't have to be super high, just enough that we know when something's coming.
Okay, sure. You made a mud ball.
So let's see here.
Unlimited power.
Pretty good, Silver. Damn.
And I'll help him with that, but I'm going to roll 5d6. 3 from my spirit element, 1 from the life factor, and I'm going to use the semicolon here to expand upon what Ash is doing.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Give me a roll. Let's see what you got. Show your moves.
Not that good.
Ooh.
Right?
All right. Together, you got 40. You get the rod element for fertilizer, life element to help absorb it. That'll go to one of the other fronts to assist them. There are a couple of groups are struggling with the bird, or the group with the bird. They're struggling because bird very difficult, very fast, hard to reach.
There's one other thing that I can do only because I know about rose bushes.
Oh, what's up?
The reason thorns are so hard and sharp,
Yeah,
is because they've dried out and rotted. I will attempt to use my rot to strengthen the thorns
Okay.
by
For your
drying them out.
help, go ahead and roll me. Because two of you, 2d6. If you roll a 6, roll it again. Okay. You guys will be given from the bush 7 thorns
Okay.
for your assistance. Yep. These thorns fell. They didn't pluck them from the vine.
Oh, I have an idea.
There you go.
This is perfect.
Right? Can you use some of those thorns?
Sure.
Indrid, what do you want to do? Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can now, yeah.
Can I use troublemaking in spirit form?
What type? Like, how are you going to apply it?
Could I recruit Philip's help in digging some pit traps?
Sure. Yeah. You want to dig some stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Want to make a pit?
Yeah.
All right. Why don't you let me know where you want them?
Like, I want to dig some sort of small but deep pits, like right here where we saw the honey badger come in.
About that big or smaller, bigger?
Big enough for a claw to go in.
Okay. There you go. Yep. Phil will help make the pits. He likes digging.
Excellent.
Do you want them covered with leaves?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Thank you.
And then you and or other people can put stuff at the bottom.
Yeah.
I wonder if a glass
That's a re-
shard would be a good place for that.
Well, we know where the glass shards are.
Yeah, you can go back down and trade for them
Yeah.
if you'd like, or fish for them.
Yeah.
You have
Cool.
time. That berry gave you a lot of time to go back to the previous map down the little pathway, as long as you follow the rose bushes. And
Uh, Susie, can you go do that?
I was actually going to do something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No, go ahead.
yeah, what do you want to do, Suze?
Susie is now that Susie doesn't have anything really left in her. Let's call it turtle shell. Susie was going to get the leaf down there, kind of shove it in there, and then make a kind of fill the hole of the bottom of the turtle shell.
Mm-hmm.
And then Susie was going to walk over to this water here, fill up the turtle shell with water.
Yeah.
And then she was going to walk back over
Yep.
the seed.
Mhm.
And then it was going to feed it water because it's all tired out. And then was going to...
A D6.
6. And then I'm going to put
the sacred seed gain 5 spiritual energy.
Nice. That's 5.
Yep, that'll put you a spirit tier up.
Nice.
Which is
15 was the next one, right?
I thought it was 25.
You're right. It is 25. Apologies. There we go.
And after that, I was going to use my moon spotlight on the seed to have a higher concentration of moonlight on the...
Well, another D5. Or D6, sorry.
And I'm also going to roll a with a bone coin on it as well.
Okay. Roll that bone coin first. Oh my gosh. So 2 spiritual energy, but you also get a major narrative moment. Please roll that D10 to see if you get your bone coin back.
Yeah, 1d10. I'm gonna slash 1. Slash error, 1d10. 3 again, but that's no good. Yeah, okay. Maryland. So, because I'm shining the moonlights, I feel like a major narrative moment would be a small window of connection with Adirndale.
What type of connection? Are you looking for to ask a question,
Nope,
or?
I'm actually just looking for nourishment for the seed.
Okay. There will be a more difficult night to come. The moonlight that you are shining down on this seed will create a spotlight beam that will follow it around as it moves.
Okay.
It'll be very visible, and it'll attract critters, including the honey badger.
Mhm.
The seed will wake up about the same time the honey badger will come back. It has another job. So it needs to go to the other patch all the way down here.
Gotcha.
And then it has one more journey. It needs to go to here. And then it'll start a new rose patch right there.
Gotcha.
But you need to clear the way for the little guy in each of the cases because he has 3 health. So basically, he's got 3 hit states. And each hit state slows him down considerably. And it will determine how healthy the bush will be.
Philip, I have a job for you. I would like you to dig a tunnel from this rose bush to this rose bush.
Got water in the way. Fill the tunnel with water.
Maybe it's not a good idea then. Why not a trench instead?
Trench will fill with water. As he kind of digs down a little bit, each of those pits he dug is filled with water at the bottom.
Gotcha.
Due to the low water table. This area is very saturated. One would even call it muddy if you guys had any weight. But it's just firm enough for plants like the rose bush and other plants to still be able to dig their roots in.
I will try to grab a couple handfuls of the high quality fertilizer I've been making.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And try to offer some to the shiny
Go ahead and roll
seed.
me a d6.
Because I'm hoping to strengthen it. Maybe give it a bonus.
Okay. You do
health
notice
state or something.
over here is another mouse den. There's all sorts of refuse at the mouth of the little hole. So if you're looking for stuff, in fact, there's a couple of rat spirits that pop out. And they're like, hey, you want to rot this stuff with us?
Totally. Making fertilizer.
Oh, rock on, man.
Yeah.
Well, you take as much as you want, dude.
Sweet.
Like, we all just need to decompose together, just make sure everything's sent back to the earth, yo. Sorry, there's also a little bit of bones on the side. Forgot about the bones. There's a bone spirit there that you can trade with for bones.
I've got the big club and bone.
Okay.
But I will check through, see if I can find anything fancy.
Go ahead and roll me 2 luck tests. You get an extra one because you are a rot spirit looking through refuse. You can go in the den. I don't have a a map for the den because it's just a small hole. But you can roll 2d100 to see if you find anything cool. You find little chunks of rust. It looks like there was some sort of part of a can brought in that eventually rusted, like an old tin can. So you have these old tin shards that are completely rusted through. They're not good as like spiky stuff, but you can stare at it and it will completely turn to rust dust. What you also find in there is a quarter, like the coin.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely rusted over. Oxidized and everything. So it's pretty pretty rough shape, but it's still solid. It's not like the tin stuff where it's all messed up.
Mm-hmm.
One side is completely clean and shiny. So probably would have attracted the mouse in the first place.
I will roll the quarter out and gather up the bits of aluminum and stuff.
It's not aluminum. It's tin.
Tin, but the the prepared rust stuff, and I want to
Sure.
put a couple handfuls of it after I've completely dissolved it around the big mushroom patches,
Sure.
because I now have blind sand.
Yeah.
And it is going to be really annoying blind sand because it is rust.
Ooh. Okay. Then who's next? Let's see. Pop back to Eatsley. What you up to?
So he's going to take the thorns
Mhm.
and make them part of his armor.
Okay. Is it a reinforcement or are you trying to be spiky?
We're being spiky.
Okay. You added a part of your armor. You're like, do you like wrist strap it in, or you try and make some sort of glue, or you're gonna...
Kind of like make holes and then put into the holes.
Okay.
So they get, if they hit you, they get stabbed.
You're spiky.
Yeah.
How many thorns do you use?
So did me and Ash get 7 combined?
Mhm.
I only want
3.
3.
You want 3? I'll take 4.
Okay. So you now have a +1 to your defense. If you were to get hit, then you would deal a damage back.
Yeah.
Spiky.
I then want to talk to Spiky Boy.
And I
Like,
kind of look at you. Oh, hello, Eatsley. How are you?
I'm good.
Nice
I
job
have
with the first attempt. He'll be back though.
I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You're stuck here. But if you give me one of your petals,
No.
I can put a flower on top of my head, and you can come with me.
No, I'm attached to the roots.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm. That's why I can travel through the roots like Rosie does.
I
I
thought you
can
could
be
travel.
the sharpest thorn in any part of the bush.
I see.
That's my job and my purpose. I am to be that one thorn that when you were trying to take from the rose bush that always seems to poke you. No matter how hard you try to be careful, no matter how much you go out of your way to avoid it, you always get poked. And that's me. I make
Mm,
sure of it.
let's see. So I wouldn't be able to sprout a rose on my head, and you'd be able to come out.
Nope. Us rose bush folk, we're pretty locked in place. But that's okay. That's why we need help from other spirits and stuff.
I
But we
see.
always give back.
Good
Rosebush
to
is
know.
home to many.
What's your opinion on cat?
I don't know much about cats. They're troublesome though. They're on nobody's team but their own. So,
Because I made friends with the cats. I was going to ask the cats.
cats are scaredy. They're scared, and they're for good reason too. Normally they'll fight, but I don't think a honey badger is a fight that a cat would want to have.
Oh, no. But we're going to bring the cat in for the bird.
Oh, that might be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, you got some time. I don't expect him back till late at night or early in the next morning.
But we shouldn't expect the bird for a while either, correct?
No, the bird's. That's one of the problems with that front. The bird always is within sight, but it's always perched up somewhere. And it makes spontaneous attempts to take flower petals and take flower nectar and
Mm-hmm.
take parts of the bush that are new, that haven't solidified their thorns yet. So it's trying to, maybe a nest. I don't know.
Let's see. Then I'll be back.
Okay, travel safe.
He's going to go and turn into a cat and walk off.
Bloop. All right. So you're gonna go try and find the other cat.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll
Quick
me
now.
a luck test. I do need 20 or less.
Okay.
You can attempt multiple times depending on how long you stay out.
Nope.
Okay. You're prowling around. I will give you another attempt to find something. Not the cat. So we're going to do, when we come back to you, you'll get to roll for the cat for luck. But then you might stumble upon something else.
Okay.
Huh?
You want me to do that second luck test now or no?
No, it'll actually be your dice to see if you come up with something.
Okay.
Not bad.
17.
Ooh, 2 6s. All right. 6s are good. You're gonna find an old mechanical pencil.
Really? Yeah, I'm going to pick that up and walk with us.
Okay. All right. What does Injured want to do? You're making your pits. You cover them with leaves. Looking good. There's water at the bottom of them though, because they're a little deep.
That should be fine. A little water won't hurt.
Okay.
Ooh, I have an idea. They can help you, Injured.
What's your idea?
I am going to try to rot the various detritus and stuff from the mouse nest into the holes to turn it into sticky sludge.
Ooh, gross.
So they
and
are,
it smells something fierce probably too.
Mm.
Yep, so they are sticky, smelly pit traps.
All right. Seems good. What else?
I don't know. We could make a really big bad smell to keep it away.
You could. It'd be difficult to maintain. You could make one giant smelly pit, and then you would have to continually feed it, and then you'd have to, rot it. It would have to be something fiercely rancid to be to keep the badger away for the whole time.
If we make the pit with the rot and if we link it to the mouse hole over here, I can get the help of the other rot spirits. And with the potent centipede venom I've got, we can use the venom to accentuate the stink. And because the rot spirits will be rotting in the water, it'll keep the venom potent to keep the stink going.
Could be.
How bad do you guys want to fuck over this honey badger?
I think we gotta fuck him over as hard as we can, because otherwise he won't stay away.
And the reason I think that that's a good idea is because the roots of the rose are all through this area, because the rose bushes are all over the place. So having a semi-rancid pool in the middle will be constantly producing more fertilizer.
If we could get those shards of glass or thorns and put them at the bottom and cover them in shit from either the mouse or the cat or some other type of creature, cover the thorns in the glass. So when the honey badger goes down and cuts himself, he's going to have a nasty infection to deal with. That's what they did in World War II. The Japanese, they would make pitfall traps that were just covered in feces and
punchy sex.
Yeah. Best, do we want to make life miserable for the thing, or do we want to just scare it off?
We want to scare it off so that it will never come back, but we don't want to kill it.
We could, if you want to make this bigger and make it fall in, I don't think that would work. We get water and fill these holes up more and make them stink more, I suppose. More coverage for the thing when it falls in. It's like, kind of stepping in shit or something, you know what I mean? Like now it's covered the whole foot instead of just like the paw. Like it's on all four of them, then it's going to be more smelly. But I'm going to let you guys think about that one. What do you guys think about making a trench and having like a leaf down as like a boat that could ride the water as it comes down? So the sea could go faster to its destination. Make it either a dam that has like a bunch of water in it at the beginning, and then you move the rock, and then like it floods down the shaft or the trench in this case, and like the seeds on the on the leaf, like surfing it down to the the ends. Or
my worry about is the seed falling in.
Yeah. I guess someone could hold on to the seed. Or like someone, instead of like the wave, someone could pull the seed down the trench with the water in it. Anyway, those are my ideas right now. Does anyone want to go explore this way? Maybe do some recon. I was thinking about going out and being real slow, like get an idea of the next terrain.
I'll go exploring with you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Control Z. Doesn't work. No.
Okay, let's go explore.
Ingrid, how far are you off from being big spirit?
21 out of 25.
Okay, so you need 4 more, eh?
Where are we going, Susie?
We're gonna go this way, where the badger came from. Let's follow its footprints.
Okay.
You guys are gonna follow the badger. Ooh.
Yeah. Do some recon.
I dig it. All right. You do not have to travel too far.
I'll go real slow, like.
Yeah, he is kind of stumbled and fallen asleep next to the nearby tree.
Gotcha.
And you can kind of see why the thorn bush is a little concerned and why this is your task. He kind of rips up the area a bit to make it comfortable for himself.
Of course.
So, bit of damage all over the place, and he's really ripped up the area where he's currently hanging out. And it doesn't look good. It looks like there used to be some sort of berry bush here. No more berries, and the bush is definitely not going to be recovering anytime soon.
Gotcha.
There's a couple bush spirits left, but mostly it's just rot spirits everywhere. So. Yeah, he's just sleeping. Looks like he got
Injured.
out of his nose, and yeah.
You want to give him nightmares?
Yeah, sure.
Or do you have something else you want to do?
And start whispering spooky questions.
What type of spooky questions?
No existential spooky questions. Why are you alive? What is your purpose? Who is your god?
Wonder if we can do some Inception shit here. We have to like convince him to not come towards the berry bush, or that there might be like only if we give him visions of a different place to go to.
Yeah. Stuff I'd be able to, but
yeah,
don't got that.
I am going to search around to see if there's any more spirits or any spirit energy that might be left over from the carnage. Because I imagine there's some things that have been, like you were saying before, the honey badger, they destroy the area. If that's the case, there's probably materials or other things that have been scattered around now compared to them being whole like they were.
Yeah. Why don't you give me a luck test, each of you?
I will use May the Moon Shine Upon You. Okay. Well, I rolled a 4, or just...
Ooh, that's an idea.
You want to use? You can use a fate point if you want to.
Sure, I'll take point that.
And just remember, you're lucky after.
Much better.
Hey, you get it back though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So may the moon shine upon you. For me, I didn't get my fate point back.
What's that D10?
That was her getting her fate point back because she has lucky.
Yeah.
For your 98.
No, 64. She rerolled.
Okay. Okay, so the 68, you're going to find a tuft of hair that has fallen out. So, got a little bit of very sturdy ball of floof from the honey badger. And then Susie with that sweet 4.
With may the moon shine upon you.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me 4d10.
Slash R 4d10.
Okay. There is a little rock underneath the honey badger where he's sleeping that has 21 spiritual energy in it.
Wowza.
You just gotta get it.
Yeah.
He's kind of curled around a bunch of stuff that that are shiny or warm or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What would you like to do?
Well, he's currently sleeping, but you know what I am going to do? I'm going to move real slow like.
Okay.
And to make myself more inconspicuous, I'm going to use my leaf and kind of like have it as a little thing in front of me. Just going to be like one with the wind as I move forward and slowly move like, not here. I'm not here.
After a bit, moving real slow, you'll get right to him. But it's kind of wedged underneath him.
Mhm.
How do you get it? He's very, very asleep, but he could accidentally roll on top.
That's true. That's true. What I need to do is I'm going to say, Ingrid,
Yeah.
make him. You need to make a move, like sneeze or something, or itchy, or
Face and tickle his nose.
Okay. Yeah, you go tickle his nose, and he's like, he doesn't roll out of the way, but he does. You do get a reaction out of him. Kind of paws at his nose, trying to scratch it. What else?
Is there like a flower nearby?
Yeah, there is.
I'll go see if I can collect some pollen from the flower.
Okay. You'll be able to find some.
And I will deposit it in the honey badger's nose.
Oh, spooky. And he'll go, and eventually, And he rolls over just a little bit. Go ahead and see if there is a brief moment in which you can grab it.
Okay. And I'm going to say, it's mine! And try and grab it. So, exclamation mark. I'm in higher spirit up now. So I have 3d6 exclamation for 4d6. I'm in the moonlight for 5d6.
Oh, yeah. All that good stuff.
Do I snatch it?
You do snatch it. You got it in your hands. It's all yours.
Nice.
It's all yours.
Take it back.
Nicely done. Good grab. Good teamwork.
High five.
Indrid, you do see something interesting. As you kind of shuffled and moved a little bit, there is a little vein of clay, really wet clay, on the ground. Or in the ground. Is the ground.
You want to store it in my backpack?
Yeah, sure. I'll collect the clay.
Okay, cool.
And what will we use the clay for?
You have a single use, but you can come back and get more because there's quite a bit.
Okay.
So, yeah,
you could
Susie
also
and I.
fill the turtle shell with 3 doses of clay because it has a
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
3.
That's what we said.
Okay.
It's, Indrid, if you want to work on some other sneaky, fearful plans, I'll collect this clay and figure out what we can do with this rock. I think we should split it open and share it, or give it to the our little sapling.
Who's in it?
21.
21 spirit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. That was a huge find, which is what that's why you guys were working so hard for it, because it was like, oh, dude, that's some energy.
It's your rock, Susie. It's up to you what you want to do with it.
Okay, let's bring it back. Share it among us all.
All right.
Give it to Phil and be like, smash it, Phil!
Ha! Yeah.
But we all have to be here together. You
Yep.
smashed it.
Yep, you smashed it. You guys can now distribute 21 energy however you guys want.
Allie, you need 4.
Yeah.
Get yourself up to 25.
Yeah.
I need
25.
1 to click over to 25.
How much do you need to get to 25?
1.
1? Okay. You can have 1. What's Phil at right now?
he is. He's 10.
Let's give him a bunch too. Eatsley, what are you at?
I'm at 25.
You're at 25 as well? Okay.
Mhm.
So that is 3 of us growing up to greater spirits.
I think Eatsley's already at 25, right? Yeah.
Mm.
How much did you want to give Philip?
So 4 for Indrid.
Don't
I'm writing
forget
it
to
down.
add the +1 from the honey badger lair.
Oh, I didn't think that would be a map. I thought you said that was only things you made for yourself.
That one I didn't. I should have thought of it, but I didn't actually think of it at the time. So that will count as a map.
So 4 for Indrid. If 21 divided, so 4, 4, 4, 4. So 4 each we should at least get, because that would be 20. And I'll take an extra one for the fines. Is that fair, guys?
Yeah.
4 times 5, 20 plus 1. So each person gets 4.
We all got 4 spirit energy?
Yeah, and I got one more.
Looking good.
You guys said there was glass somewhere around here.
Ash would have to go back to the previous map and dig through the puddles down there. But that is no problem. You guys can go back to that map.
Let me think about it.
Okay, no problem.
I don't mind doing it. Grab a couple shards of glass to throw into the pit traps.
Yeah, we can go. Let's go.
The sticky, stinky pit traps.
Can Susie control where her moonlight goes?
So this is now moonlight from my Deerendale, I do believe, right? Not myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can control where my spotlight goes as long as there's a sliver of moonlight that I can see.
Okay.
I can make a 4x4 moonlight wherever I want.
Okay.
Which is what I was thinking about doing too. I was thinking about, because there's going to be moonlight on that guy, I could split it off and have another moonlight somewhere else.
I was thinking maybe we can find 2 shards of glass.
Yeah.
Put them up really high, and I'll stand under them and just scream my little heart out.
Yeah.
And we'll try and pretend there's something.
Big in the
It
sky.
would only work if it happened at night, if he came by at night, though.
But there is a possibility. It's 50-50 chance.
Yeah, we could do that. We get 2 little red shards of glass and put them way up high, and I'll just scream.
Well, I guess night's going to be really good for you because you're going to have darkness, and now in the darkness, you're already 25, so you're a greater spirit. So I don't know what is after that one.
What happens if I jump in the shadow of these flowers?
You go poof, even bigger.
Even bigger.
So just to write this down, base is 1. 5 is +1. 15. 10 is +2. 25 is +3. And then what's after 25, Matt?
50.
50 is +4. So you're currently at 50 in darkness. So you'd have a +5 dice for being in darkness, plus 1 for being in the darkness element. And if you use your question ability, you can get something else.
Who disturbs me?
Who disturbs me? I love it. So for the people that just came 25, you gave Eatsley a power at 25, I think. What about our other 2 peeps?
If you guys would like a power, we could do that as well.
What kind of power are we talking here?
So you went up to Greater Spirit. Menacing Shadow. As long as you're in a shadow, you can appear huge and be menacing and spooky. It'll give you an extra dice when you're trying to spook somebody, in addition to all other dice you got. And if you ask a question, it's a super spook.
So is that for her 25 then?
That's for the 25.
You don't give it a 51 for. You have to get 50 first before you get a power for that, right?
You have to get 50 for the power, but you get the extra dice.
Yes, that's what I figured. That's what I figured.
That's what the bonus of that power is. You get to, when you're in the shadows, you get an extra dice no matter what, and that stacks on top of your shadow element because you're in the shadow.
Yeah, in the darkness.
Then you get all the dice from all your base dice, all your dice, and then you get another dice from a menacing shadow, and then you get another dice from question. So you're looking 7 to 8 dice when you're in the shadow. But while you're in that particular flower bush, this guy pops out. Whoa! This is my flower. What are you doing?
I'm gonna try and spook him.
Okay. Give me the spook roll.
That's
So the base is 1 plus 4 because you're at 50.
okay.
And then darkness is another plus 1.
Menacing Shadow can give you another +1. And then, do you ask it a question?
Or do you just scream at it? Spook! Wow!
A scree wouldn't give you the plus dice, but you could if you just wanted to just scree at it.
Yeah, I just want to scree at it.
Okay, go ahead and roll those dice.
So that's +6. 6.
I do believe so. For Shadow and Shadow and your ability for being bigger.
20 spook power.
Oh my gosh. Oh! Well, I mean, fine. Just please don't harm the flowers. Poof. And he sneaks back in like, huh.
Still not spooky enough.
So Susie's job now is to collect clay for some reason. I don't know what we're going to use it for, but it's going to be useful, I swear.
We can use it to stick the glass onto some little sticks so that I can hold them while I fly up really high.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then I'll do moonlight, and you'll just kind of like come where the moonlight is.
Shine them.
Yeah.
Make it look like big red eyes.
Yeah. But I can't change the color, though.
Well, we'll have to go find some red glass. Hopefully we can find some. You want to go with me? Ash? We could probably,
Sure. What are we doing?
if we could find like some fallen rose petals, we might be able to like extract a dye from them.
Or you can just put a rose petal on top of the glass.
Just use rose petals instead of glass.
You could just, it would be a lot lighter. It's up
Might
to you.
not be as intense.
Wait.
Sure.
We need something shiny.
We need something red and opaque. No. Not opaque. Wait. Which ones? We need it clear. Clear and red.
I don't have any more of my abilities to change it, so it could be red. So still waiting to clear this map.
We need something that looks like big red eyes. We were thinking of going to find some glass to see if we can find some red glass.
I will run through the rose bush and see if I can find some fallen petals. I don't think the glass would be big enough.
It's more of a distance thing, like a flashlight would, because it's going through the. It's almost it would be shining down, and because it's shining down, the glass would kind of expand it.
Like sort of a red glint off of some maybe.
What do you think about staying in the shadow of the? I know that's probably too much. I was thinking if you got in the shadow of the honey badger when it woke up, that'd be pretty spooky. Just kind of scared it as it woke up.
I feel like if I just scare it by myself with no real tricks, it's just gonna
Give you a punch. Gotcha.
a big spook. A big spook.
Last thing I want to ask you, Matt, before you move on. Allie's ability to be a higher spirit. Would they also have like that extra 25 buff for like spirit, kind of like a temporary HP? Or is it just
No.
Okay.
It'll give you the temporary HP. Yeah.
okay? 'Cause that would be real useful.
Mhm.
Like that's like a big buff.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm done. I'm gonna go back to doing stuff. You guys do that.
Go try. We'll see what we can find for props. We can find some glass to put in the pits, and then while we do it.
I will have, as you guys go down, each of you roll luck. I will have our homie Ash roll twice, take the better roll. So do a 2d100 drop highest, so DH1.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. I'm gonna re-roll.
Just do /R 1d75.
That kind of day.
1d10 though. I'm feeling a 1. Too bad you weren't lucky like me.
Got a 2. Ash got a
That's
2.
You guys are pretty good. Okay then. You guys will find one medium-sized shard of glass and 4 small ones.
What color is the glass?
It's that brownish color.
Sort of close to red.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you could do is you could use the clay to like draw like eyes of some kind, like kind of reverse draw in. Like you could use so that the moonlight only goes through the glass and not through the clay. So you can make them look like really evil eyes instead of just like pieces of glass shining down. I think they're like stencils, or I'm trying to think of the name.
Well, you got your shards. So the medium shard requires 2 hands or 2 slots, and then each of the small ones require a single hand or carry spots. But you do have that sled, which holds 5, but it's got a bunch of easily stuff on it.
Well, let's bring back the small ones first and then come back for the big one.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Bring back the small ones, put them in the pits, and
Okay.
then go get the big one.
All right. It is starting to get a little dark.
Okay, how much clay have I collected so far then?
You're gonna have about 6.
Okay,
You
so
have made 2 trips by the time.
2 trips.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, it's doing pretty good.
So what I find with that too?
That was the glass, medium
You found a
shard,
medium glass shard.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
and the smaller ones.
Right. I mean, the only thing I have left to do to prepare is use some of the sap that I've got
Mhm.
to stick the remaining 3 thorns to my bone club.
Mm.
Now I have a spiky bone.
You do have a spiky bone.
Susie would like to draw and cover up the medium glass with the clay, some of the clay, and make two eyes on the glass, and like cover up the rest of it, so it's only showing the eye holes and not the rest of it.
Oh, spooky. I like it.
And Indrid can hold up the glass with the moonlight stuff, and we can go from there.
Both eyes.
So what I did is I drawed in on the medium glass with 2 eyes and covered the rest with mud. So only the moonlight's going to shine down through the eye holes.
Okay, but it won't look very big though. We want something that looks bigger than a honey badger.
But if you're up higher, wouldn't it kind of shine down more too?
That's how that works. Is that how that works, Matt?
Say that again.
I was just thinking the higher up the glass, the more distance it would like refract down, so they wouldn't be close together eyes and small ones. They would be bigger eyes as they come down.
That would work. Yeah, totally. That would work. Yeah, the closer it is you get it to the light, the more the glass has the opportunity to catch that light and refract it. So you want it, if you want to have the whole beam of light covered in the glass, you have it basically as close as possible, or closer to the light source, and that'll make the refraction bigger. So, yeah,
Okay.
could work.
We got a spooky monster thing. Getting ready to spook.
Do you want to test it on the little sapling right now?
Is it dark enough?
It's getting dark. How about the like dusk right now, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Sapling am I testing it on? Oh, him?
Yeah.
What if I scare him away?
Well, just don't scare them. Just like, just see if the light works.
What? That's the whole point of the light, is to scare people.
It would definitely scare the seedling. He's very spookable.
Okay, I'll just make a 4x4 over here then.
Okay, go ahead and draw that out with that kind of teal color.
Is that where we're putting the light for the spooky thing?
Yeah, just wherever we can. Like, that's just for the test. Let's want to see if it works for you. I based my eyes off of Indrid's eyes, so they're extra spooky.
Mm-hmm. I believe it.
Yeah, I'll fly up high with the mask, I guess.
Yeah, it's the clay mask within glass. Yeah.
Shout. Some sort of question. Where are your gods now?
Oh,
Let's see who gets spooked.
You actually get another beam of light. It's very chromatic. They're right there. They're like, we're right here. I mean, that was pretty spooky, but I mean, we are right here. All the gods are here.
How many out of 10 spooks?
No, it's pretty good. No,
We've got the approval of the gods. I don't know how much better we can do.
okie dokie. So, how much clay did that take up for that medium glass? To draw my
it'll require 4 pieces of clay for the medium glass.
4 pieces of clay.
So basically, it's double the. So a small piece of glass will require 2 pieces of clay, 1 for each side.
Okay. I am going to do one last trip, get some clay and bring it back, and hopefully, and I'll 3 in the backpack and 1 clunk of clay in my hands. And I'll have whoever wants to use those 2 to put the glass into the bottom of the pit that we've made.
Works for me.
Yeah. And then
Doing
we
pretty
have
good.
then we have 2 and 2 for the next 2 pieces of glass. And yeah, I don't know what else. What about Eatsley? What's Eatsley up to?
We were just getting to him. Eatsley, what are you up to, friendo?
I just remembered
Smoke it
that
up.
algae is highly flammable.
Oh God.
Yeah, let's light something on fire.
If it is dry or as if it's wet.
Both.
So if I were
That-
to go
that's
into
why
my
you can
backyard and take a Zippo and
Yeah, you should be
Put
able to
a
light the
Zippo.
algae up.
Yep.
so like that, so if you live in a like say Minnesota, like I used to live in, and all of the lakes during summertime were just covered with a sheet of green.
No, because there's water underneath it.
Okay. Oh, you mean as if it was like on a rock?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Are you just gonna go collect algae to light on fire? Are you looking for like dead algae patches or?
So, 2 things.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the little flame, all the way back on the 2nd floor. Ask if I can have some of their flame and store it in one of the crystals.
Which crystal?
I got the 2 crystals that you banged together, but they're also able to store. You said they're also able to store some energy.
Mhm.
So you were going to store it.
You'll have 1 spark in each.
Mm.
So you'll have 1 attempt.
Yeah. And then we're going to go and put those in, and then we're going to go get some algae and coat the front of the mud, like the mud wall, with it.
Okay. Ooh. Okay, so you're just gonna cover the mud wall with as much algae as you can?
Yeah.
And so that when you smack the 2 sticks together, it makes a bigger spark and lights it all on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, shit. Somebody's getting creative.
Right.
Okay.
Alright.
And I thought feeding the rosebush was good. Damn.
Alright. So, Phil is just helping you guys do all the things. He's just gonna be a helper. So we got 3 things, big or small, that you guys can do individually or as a group before it is time. So last preparations.
Honestly, I'm just looking for the cat.
Okay.
I am going to give, after polishing the shiny side, the quarter with the shiny side.
Yep.
To the Rose Bros.
Mhm.
Because they can take it up high and use it to try to blind the honey badger from a distance.
Rosie will grab that and then go and they'll be happy to wreak mayhem on this creature. Get it with the moonlight! Get him with the moonlight! Right in its face!
Yes. Yeah. As I continue my ever-growing plan to expand the prankster network.
Oh, I bet. You and Indrid should get together. You guys can form the Mayham Legion. Okay. That is 1 for you. Eatsley, did you roll your thingamadoodles for me?
All 3. 27.
Oh, I'm proud.
97.
I need to roll my.
45.
I didn't roll.
Did you want to be given any? Oh, I forgot to ask. Susie, we skipped over you about you went up at the spirit level. I'm gonna let you have your fate network.
Okay. I'm not up to
that's right.
25 though. Yeah.
Wait, no, it'd be a moonlight power. That's right, because you picked moon.
It was
You
me
went
that
up
made
1
it to
spirit level
25
because
as
you
well.
you finally got to 10.
What about the rest of them? I didn't think they got ones.
Everyone
did
got a
they?
little bit of a power. Yeah, everyone gets a power. Every spirit tier.
Okay.
What
But no,
was
I didn't get
my-
one. I didn't think I was going to. That's all.
Yeah, we skipped some people. Sorry. Let's see. Yeah, so moonlight. That one's a tough one. Moon's a weird element. Same with rot. All right, what would be a helpful thing? Who's ever in moonlight generated by you, they can gain your spirit levels and health back a turn. Healing moonlight.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and they can heal 2d6 a turn if they're standing in the moonlight.
Okay.
Actually, no. You just got to 10. Okay, so it would be 2d6.
Okay.
Ash.
Mm-hmm.
Once per map, you can just poof spawn a bunch of mushrooms.
Nice.
And it can be anywhere of your choice.
Perfect.
So basically, the ones like you're hanging on right now, you'll spawn a little patch of mushrooms just like that.
You want to give Phil one right now too for his rock, and we'll write it down for him.
His will be pretty simple. He can just become a literal small rock or pebble. So if the honey badger puts him in his mouth, he can be like, "I am rock," and then the honey
Spit him
badger's
out.
trying to eat a rock and go.
Yeah. Not tasty at all.
Yeah, what is with this? This is lit. All right. You did not find the kitty cat. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Did you roll your d6 clumps for each of the d100s?
I did, yeah.
All right. My elf eyes must have failed me.
Yeah, I said them out earlier.
Okay. 10. You're gonna find some kind of dead little roots. Makes a good little vine, kind of.
Okay.
A little stiff, but if you soak it in water for a bit, it'd be fine. And you can make it pliable. And then once it dries out again, it'll be in that shape.
Okay.
The 14. You'll find a broken piece of plastic, water bottle.
Okay.
That one is going to be a 3 carry slot. So you're gonna have to call for help for that one. In the 15 you'll find the bottle cap for that plastic water bottle.
Okay. Good to know.
You also smell something in the air. Rain is coming.
Okay. Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah. You're not sure if it's going to be a drizzle or a torrent or somewhere in between. Mm-hmm. You got ideas? Dangerous ideas, do you?
I do.
Okay. Well, those are your 3. And you'll make it back just in time.
Okay.
Let's. Injured. What else do you want to do?
That's kind of it for me. I dug some holes. I got a spooky plan.
You got a spooky plan.
Is there any way I could make this spooky plan spookier? We already got a fire going, right, Eatsley?
No, the fire's gonna be saved for the snake.
Or what?
The snake.
Snake?
Yeah, because there's gonna be a snake coming.
Okay.
That's on a different front. Remember?
Oh, I thought there was a snake coming here as well.
No, that's one of the creatures on one of the 5 different fronts, because each of the 5 teams is fighting a different creature.
Oh, okay.
Fire's
then we'll
good
fire
though.
here.
Creatures. Go ahead,
If you
Matt.
want, you can give the algae and the bangy sticks, with the fire sparks in them, to the rose bush to pass to another front. Like you can request things from other fronts and hand things to other fronts. But because it's Idirondale, you will not know the state of the other front.
Oh, I had the perfect idea.
Mm-hmm.
I have 2 things I can do left. I'm gonna take the little spring that I had and basically rot out a chunk of stick
Mhm.
and coat a thorn in the knockout poison that I have, and basically make a rudimentary spring crossbow.
No, you could. Would you like to do that?
I am going to do that, and I am going to send it to the crow front
Oh, to fight the bird.
because they are notoriously weak versus venoms.
Ah, so you're gonna give up the centipede venom though.
Yes.
Okay.
I still have an acorn saturated in it.
Okay. With your help, they have rolled really well because I rolled for everyone on their fronts.
Mm-hmm.
That'll really help them on the bird. So I'm gonna give them basically a advantage on the next tests for everyone. The tortoise front has been defeated. They've defeated the tortoise. It is not coming back. I rolled a 1 for them. So
Very
each of
nice.
you can get 1 item from that front, because now that they're done, they're going to give everything to the rose bush. You can make a request.
I will give the algae and the fire 6 to the snake front because
Okay.
snakes are notoriously scared of fires.
Mm-hmm. So they have different types of berries from the tortoise front. They have a thing of mint, like a leaf of mint.
Mhm.
Bunch of sticks, bunch of thorns. They have a big old, like a huge stick. It requires 4 people to put it on their shoulders and carry it, which they did. They have made rope out of basically twine because it's so small. But they have made a thing of twine, 10 inches long. And they have a whole bunch of other various supplies, but they have succeeded in their
Endeavor.
Defeating of the tortoise.
endeavor. They have defeated the tortoise. The tortoise is going away now. And he's not coming back. Each of you can grab 1 thing from that front, since they are donating all of their equipment and craft to the rose bush, in which whatever you guys pick will be given to you, and then the rest will be distributed to the other fronts.
I mean, I could use the mint because I could mix it with my rust powder to add insult to injury. It won't really cause permanent harm, but
It's not the point.
But God, if it won't drive something away. Basically macing somebody.
Irritation is key.
Mm-hmm.
I want the berry.
Okay. Did you want the strawberry, or you can get 2 smaller berries?
A strawberry?
Yeah, they found
strawberry.
it's not a supermarket strawberry. It's a wild one, so it's much smaller than you would think. It's
Yeah,
a
no.
two-handed one.
I'll
But I
take
will
the
say the wild strawberries are so much more delicious than anything you can find at the
Yeah.
supermarket.
We'll take the wild strawberry.
Okay, done.
Because as someone who grew wild strawberries, I know what they're like in patches.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an idea.
Strawberries are also notoriously thorny and viney. And they're
Yeah.
symbiotic plants. So if you mix it with the rose bush, a couple of the seeds, they could help each other out.
My idea was actually to go into the mud wall, plant the seeds, and then have them grow. Using the life element and a little bit of rot.
Could be.
That
All
one
right, so
too
you
combo
took the
punch.
strawberry.
Mhm.
What does the rest of you guys want?
I would like the string, please.
Done. I'll let you guys pick what you want for Phil.
I mean, Phil's a rock.
What was there?
I mean, he could always get a berry to stick back where the other berry was.
You could. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once again, berry string.
Mint was one. There's 2 other berries we could take as well. Might be good to send those over to other people, though.
Yeah.
I took a string, yeah, like I was saying.
Yeah, I can't do with anything with any of those, so I'm fine.
Question: where do you guys like the glass to be? We have 3 pieces out of our 4 pitfalls.
1, 2, 3.
Are we putting the berry here?
Yeah.
So, be moving this. Click it. Here. So when it goes to eat the berry, we can scare it.
Excited to do some cooking.
So confirm
Yeah.
what you wanted.
String.
Yes. What did Allie want?
I didn't. Nothing seemed appealing to me. I don't want anything.
You can ask for certain things because I said there was a series of stuff, just supplies in general. So if you guys are looking for like tree, like flower, pollen, or if you're looking for a little bit of flower nectar or a petal or
Something spicy?
Any chili peppers?
No chili peppers, none of that. There is this one substance they got from a plant that is highly irritating.
Yeah.
It's a leaf of poison oak. It's not
Yeah.
actual spicy. It's a poison oak leaf.
Let's get that.
Okay, done.
You want to cover it up in the strawberry?
Hmm?
So it's like something you have to eat with it.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, because it's the oils, right? What you could do is you could core it and then put it in.
Sure. Let's do that.
It's like the extra stem, but not fun to eat. Stems aren't fun to eat either. But for a honey badger, I'm sure they don't mind.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. Those white lines are where the glass is. We have where we're going to place our thing. There. Susie's going to cuddle up with the seed so it wakes up with some company and moonlight.
Okay. Last things for Ashen Fur. Allison, you got your power.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to put mushrooms anywhere?
I'm going to wait and use it in case I need to like cover for the little seed dude or something. What I think I will try to do is move over here and try to shift the rock and stuff through here so that the seed can run this way instead of going all the way around.
Oh. Yeah, I see what you're up to. So you're just going to move this guy a little bit out of the way with Phil's help. Got a little channel for him.
Yup.
And then Phil will put his rock here to make sure that the guy doesn't go that way.
And poof back over to mushrooms.
Did you want to make a mushroom patch somewhere?
I'm going to wait in case, like I said, so that I can possibly create a screen for the little seed.
I like it. Okay. All right. Did you want anything from the pile? The one of the fronts has succeeded because we've got Issa's got the strawberry.
I got the mint. Remember
That's right.
that I
Apologies.
ground up and mixed with my rust powder.
Philip will have
Just
grabbed.
go outside? Oh, you let Luna out.
Philip will grab a penny, and he will put it back on his head. That's his little hat. Okay. Any last things? Round 2.
Nope. You got strawberries growing on our mud wall. Or ready to grow on our mud wall.
Inside or outside?
This
Or
side.
just all over? Okay, on this side.
Yeah. So it kind of hurts. So if he wants to get out, it's gonna hurt.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is stop that music, and then we're gonna go to a little bit of this. It has started raining. For those who are not taking cover, have your move. If you have a
What about
teleport.
if I have an umbrella?
Umbrellas will absolutely keep and preserve your movement. So anything that you put above your head, as long as the rain isn't just pounding down on you, it
Yeah, I was gonna say.
the sturdier your cover is, the longer it'll last. So if it's a basic leaf or basic twigs, that's not going to last very long. But if you have plastic, glass, metal, a rock, those will last just period.
What about a leaf that has spirit energy in it?
If you still have spirit energy in the leaf, it'll act like those objects.
Gotcha.
As long as it has at least one spirit energy in the leaf, it'll act like an injustice.
Yeah, I think it has 6 in it. So
You didn't drain it?
nope.
Does
Cool.
my super fancy leaf hat have any energy in it?
You may need to get one.
I have one extra past my 25, so I will stick one in it.
Okay, now it'll be protected. Phil is a rock, so he also has a hat, a sombrero, little from a penny, and you guys have all that stuff ready to go. It is considered night out, but it's the morning's just around the corner.
I'll hide from the rain under some leaves for now.
Perfect. Please move your character where you wish to be.
Can I just hide like beside the pit under one of the leaves?
Sure, absolutely.
Or where
All
are
right.
you putting your moonlight over here, eh, Susie?
I'm gonna put it where this square is here.
Okay,
That's where I plan to do it. So I'm not gonna.
This.
So we have the berry down with the leaf in it,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna
And
shine.
my poison acorn that you can put with it.
Yeah, put those two together. I'm gonna strawberry. Yeah, I'm gonna shine it on so it knows it's there. A little spotlight because I'm in some moonlight right here.
Yep.
And yeah. Then when it tries to eat it, Indra could do the big spook.
The big spoon.
Indra, you got to watch out for the rain though. It's gonna be a little bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little tough. That's okay. I think I got this.
Honey Badger is just gonna walk over the wall because he's huge, and Phil couldn't get it too high, especially now that it's raining. It's starting to sag a little bit, but the strawberry vines are basically keeping this thing up by itself. It will go to see what the heckity heck sauce is up with the. Yep.
Oh,
he's
wow.
gonna put his paws in both of those.
Ouch. 2 glass shards.
Stinky, sticky glass.
Yeah, that's his turn. He is dealing with that. Ash.
There's rotten stuff in there. And I assume he's sticking his nose in the holes to dig at his paws.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what the heck's going on. He's gonna try and pull his paws up at one point.
I am going to poof here.
Yep.
Throw the powdered mint and rust in the face and eyes, and poof back.
I will need you to make me your roll.
And Yes, I am big crying. Pocket sand! Because it's evil.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. You got him. Just right in his nose and his face, and he's like, it'd be much more effective if it wasn't raining. But it also sticks to his face and clots. Just
And
ugh,
his
it's
feet are
caked on his
stuck in
face.
the hole.
Right. So he's gonna do what a honey badger does on his turn. Idrit.
Hmm. I'm gonna prepare to.
You know, fly up in the air with your glass.
Yeah, I'll start getting some height with my mask.
Dodging the
flying
raindrops.
What?
Dodging the raindrops.
Yeah.
We'll have started over here. He's moving ahead. Easily.
Easily. He's just gonna do the dirty thing. We're gonna teleport to the strawberries. Right?
Mhm.
And then with our hammer, we're gonna crack some nuts.
Oh, you're gonna hit him in the nuts?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a roll. Remember, your hammer gives you a +1 to the attack.
I remember
so
now
that's-
why you asked if it was male or female.
Oh boy.
Gorgeous. Nice 6 in there.
yeah, I'm gonna use a boon to make that a 28.
Yeah, you're gonna. You could feel a solid connect there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the pain.
See?
Susie. Susie's going to cover. She's going to shield any raindrops that come on herself and the seedling, and walk with it as she goes.
Okay. No, the rock has to stay there. Stay there, rock. Yep. That's about as far
Still
as it goes.
maintaining moon spotlight here.
Sure. The badger's gonna roll. He's gonna roll back and forth to get the stuff off of him. Just get the stuff off of me. Ow, my nuts hurt. Oh yeah, but he's gonna be down for a little bit because he didn't roll higher than the 28. But he did get higher than the 23. So, and he did definitely roll better than the 10 last time. So he's gonna take a couple moments to himself to just recover. Ash, that was very effective. It was super effective.
And you know what? There's a reason I spread it around. Poof! Slap! Take 2.
Take what?
Take 2. Second dose to the powder.
He is rolling around back and forth. He does not have the. It'd be very difficult to hit him in the face. And remember, you may have one more round with this guy.
Fair enough. I am going to prep some of the dust,
Okay.
keeping it dry under my hat.
Perfect. Yep. Remember, if you have stuff that needs to be kept dry, if it's not in a container or under some leaves, it will get wet. All right, you're just preserving your stuff. Cool.
Yep.
Indri, you are up in the air. He's rolling around in misery. Prepare the spook.
Yeah, I'm gonna. If Susie could do the shiny thing,
It's still down. It's still on. Yeah. It's currently shining on where the berry is, but he hasn't got the berry yet. He's currently rolling around.
I'm gonna try and angle the glass so it shines through at the badger.
Mhm.
And I'm going to yell, "Who disturbs me?"
Okay, roll that. I feel it, Mr. Krabs.
So a 7 spook.
And you asked a question, so another one.
8 spook. 8 spook!
8D spook.
Pretty Oh! You definitely got him. He is spooked. He is not going to run away just yet because he is fearless. But he's in a bad spot. He's thinking about it. You can definitely feel he's like, is this worth it? Philip will move ahead.
Wait.
Hmm?
She has that intrinsic thing because she has put fear into the fearless. She gets to ignore that.
Yes. He's just gonna roll right off. Then he's gonna roll away.
Yeah.
Round 2, success.
Okay.
Unfortunately, these two are gone. They
That's okay. Is the glass embedded into its paws now?
yes, they're gone. You won't get those
Ouch.
back. He will probably pull those out, and he'll have
Yeah,
very
yeah.
sore paws in the near future. But you guys will escort the little buddy all the way across successfully to this bush, and the little guy will run up and do a little dance. And 10 minutes later, bloop, these guys come out, and they're feeling better. And he's all tuckered out. He's gonna go sleep. And the rain is still coming. It's more of a drizzle, but it's still raining.
Susie will just cover them both up, snuggle up, and go to sleep.
While you are napping, I will move through the bush to compost and help the water feed, as it were.
It's spooking, alley girl.
Stinks. Kind of sounds like baby wants some.
I think she's still barking out there, honestly. I can see her on, but I can't.
Okay.
Barking the
Water
water.
everywhere, guys.
Yep.
Big old puddles.
Ooh. Susie. And I get a single point of spirit energy from you. Or from your leaf, I should say.
Susie?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah.
I had my headset off for a sec. What'd you say?
I get a single point of spirit energy from your leaf.
I'll give you a single point of spirit energy.
Okay. I'm going to take that and pour my spirit energy and give it to the spirit in my hammer.
+1 to your damage dice. If you want an additional die, you're gonna have to give it 5 more. So
Yeah.
But now it's a
because-
+2.
Yeah.
All right. So I rolled for the bird front, and I gave them advantage, and they rolled well enough. The bird is no longer a problem.
Mm.
So they, due to that crossbow specifically, the bird was like, "Nope, those are poisonous. Those stones are poisonous," and not good. So he flew away and then passed out.
Victory is crossbow.
That means more supplies are available.
Oh,
Everyone gets another thing. Yeah.
do they have excess spirit energy?
No, that will not be available.
I had to ask.
No, it's a good ask.
Do they have any chemicals or anything like that?
Roll me luck to see.
Pesticides.
The answer is yes. Roll me luck to see what you're looking at.
Hoping to get something to mix well with my fuck your eyes, bitch.
Yeah, they have found a pepper and have dried it with the fire element, and then they ground it out into powder. They have an acorn, just a small acorn filled with pepper powder.
Oh god, yes.
Mm.
Mix that with the mint and the rust, and that thing isn't going to be seeing straight for weeks.
It's just pepper spray. You could also there's a little bit of glass that you could try and take a rock and break it down to really small glass parts.
Oh,
No,
terrible.
No, because the ground metal and the mint mixed together will foam up really bad. Mix
I have an idea.
Mix that with the pepper, and you've literally got, combined with the water from the rain, mace.
Oh,
Actually,
that's fucking right.
I have something here. Do they have spider hair?
Go ahead and roll luck on that one. They won't. They may or may not.
Feeling like a 40. 19,
They
not bad.
will have some tarantula hair.
There we go. We can take that and grind it up and put it in your little mace concoction for effects.
Yeah, it won't
Highly
actually
irritating.
it won't cause harm, but it's so bastardly irritating. I'm basically making bear mace for badgers.
So the question is, guys,
You need bear and mace for a honey badger.
Yeah, I am making honey badger mace.
why don't we try and bring this to the honey badger since we know where they are?
Oh, you want to take the fight to him?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I still need Indra to ask what they want.
I was thinking of something, but I've forgotten now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like some pheromones from a bigger predator we could put around.
Roll me luck. It's gonna have to be a single digit. That one's
That's
actually
fair.
no. Go ahead and just roll a 1d100. I actually think that maybe not pheromones, but they may have something else.
Well, she rolls it anyway.
There you go. So they have found bear pee from a female bear who's pregnant. Or no, not pregnant. In heat.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bear pee.
I'll take that and spread it around. Oh, put that rock back.
It will diffuse if it's in the rain. So you may want to hold off until it stops raining.
I could put it in dry places though, like under the flowers and in the bush.
Under the mushroom heads.
Yeah, mushroom would give you the best on that one.
Well, I'll wait and see if the rain lets up.
Okay, because it is raining pretty bad. It's getting very saturated everywhere.
Yeah.
Your little trenches are completely filled with water now.
Okay.
They're just really deep puddles.
Yeah.
Of all of my blanket.
I tried to get over here, but she just didn't want to.
Phil will get a big flat piece of deadwood from the group, and then he will bring it over and prop it up with a rock, and it makes a slant shelter from the water.
Oh, yeah. Did someone have a bone?
Yes.
You can get one from the little bone spread over there.
Okay, I'm looking for something that would be better than the wood I have currently for my hammer.
Ashenford's got a good one.
I've got a literal rose-spined bone club.
Not fair.
Could be good.
You could use the since we're not going to be using the acorn anymore. You could use the hardened acorn top as a shield.
Yeah, but my hammer is unfortunately two-handed.
Hmm.
I don't have the feat that I don't have access to the one that allows me to use two-handed weapons in one hand.
Then
Yeah.
I will use the acorn top as a shield.
Yeah.
The mage is going shield and club.
Yeah.
Okay.
That little what is it called? Bottle cap head. I'm gonna make that into like a Jason Voorhees mask.
Okay.
So I have a helmet.
Cool.
Susie's going to ask for some strong twigs. She wants to make a bow.
Yep. They'll have a very strong but flexible twigs.
And then she's going to tie the string that she has to the ends of the twig and make herself a bow.
Honestly, I think
still
East is
have-
just gonna spend some time reinforcing his club.
I have 2 thorns that you can use as arrows.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask the some of the rose bushes, whoever. Maybe it's a thorn, maybe it's some other rose bushes. I'll just go ask around, see if I can have some spare thorns.
Go ahead and roll me a d6.
Slash
Since we're taking the
6.
fight to the badger, I am going to fill my now empty acorn with my honey badger mace.
Okay, and that way it'll be nice and protected.
Yep.
Okay. For this, you'll get. All right. Sorry. Susie, you'll get 5 thorns. They have spares. They don't have to spread them around. It's only 3 fronts left. They can't deal with the snake just yet because it's still raining and the fire is not going to be as good. But they're holding him off. You don't have news from the heroes front. Do you guys want to spend? Because I'm going to give you 7 things to do, including going after the honey badger, before he decides to get up and come after you. 7 things a person.
Mhm.
If you would like, Susie, you know this by your connection with Idarendale. If you use a favor token, you can basically turn it to a drizzle. And if you use 2 favor tokens, you can get rid of the rain immediately altogether.
That is, I'll let the party know. If you guys have any favor tokens left, use them, as she says with an exclamation mark. We can get rid of the rain.
Or you can chance it.
I mean, don't really need to worry about the rain, and the rain's helpful to my honey badger mace.
But the rain's good for, if the rain goes away, then the snake can be dealt with immediately.
I don't have any favorite token. Oh, I have a favorite token by Darendale.
I have the combined token.
Mm.
Blat. You know how every once in a while you get
Mhm.
those odd spots of dry?
Odd spots of dry wet.
Those odd spots in the middle of a rainstorm where it's just not raining there?
Yes.
I will use my combined token to get that on the snake arena.
So you only need to use one favorite token if you're going to just make a dry spot.
Okay.
Calling off
then,
all of the rain requires 2.
Then
But if you're
I will use the Apollo half because that would be the for drying stuff, I assume.
Yep, and then okay. So using the dual-sided favorite token, since that's a rare one, you also get to ask Idirondale of something. Unless you want specifically to just clear that area and dry out that area. That could be done.
Ooh, I have an idea,
Hmm.
and it's gonna be riskier for the heroes party, but make it rain heavier in that arena, so the kid has to be called in because it's raining too much.
But that doesn't mean he won't come back.
It means he won't come. It might not mean he won't come back, but it's like
But that's our goal, to make sure the things won't come back.
yeah.
So if he only goes away for now, they're going to have to sit there until the rain stops and the kid comes back.
Hmm.
That's why.
Yeah, you would want to give something to that front that the boy would be exposed to, like a severe rash or something so unpleasant that even if he were to come back later, he wouldn't. He'd play somewhere else.
Like trauma for a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, traumatic
Yeah.
experience for a kid. The nature kicked him in the nuts.
So for the Apollo side, we'll say to stop the rain
Okay.
on the snake. For the Idirondale half, we're going to go with the severely inflamed rash for the kid because of the rain.
You would have to, because a severe rash would have to be introduced by the players and or the other raid members. So that poisoned oak leaf could be it. You pass that over, and then you can be like, hey, in X amount of time, the rain absolutely comes down. So the other team, you can literally pass them a note along with it that says, you have this amount of time to get this kid, poison oaked.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
And I can use my rot powers to strengthen the poison
potency.
oak poison.
Okay. What do you want to say on the message?
I used a favor. You have this time frame before heavy downpour. Oak the kid.
What's the time frame? Because you do need to decide. Like, you can pick hours, but it can't be more than 12.
Let's say a reasonable time frame, 3 hours.
Okay. So you have 3 hours to oak the kid, and then the rain's coming.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. That's sent over.
And the other half is drying up the rain for the snakes so that they can deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Nice play. Okay. What do you guys want to do?
I want to mace the badger.
We're gonna go badger hunting.
Badger hunting? Do you guys want to spend a little bit of time prepping additional answers to scare it off? Hit it with the wombo combo again, because good call, by the way. Allie has feared the fearless, and Honey Badger is absolutely fearless, but it's fearable by Allie. because of that achievement.
Yee, the spirit.
I think I know what we can do here.
What are you gonna do?
So right now we know that essentially, poor guy got hit in the nuts, been feared, and got sprayed. We can
More than
Yeah, it got super drunk and then got dookie up the nosy.
Yep. And then his
Then he got
paws are all
stabbed in the
gunked up,
foot, maced.
kicked in the nuts, spooked. So this guy got a 4-slap wombo combo coming in, and he was like, "Nope." And then he tripped and tumbled off the strawberries, leaving. So it was like 5 layers of insult that you have applied to this badger.
Yeah. And now our final insult is going to his house and kicking his door in.
We're gonna put down the bear stuff as well, like Forey's currently like making nest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what we're doing.
Is we can go there for the urine on him and his area.
No, we don't want to do that. What we want to do is leave. If he's in his burrow, what we want to do is leave a trail of it going towards the rose bush.
That's an idea, yeah. So he thinks a bear made its den here.
Mm-hmm.
Or is making its den here. So yeah, we can do that.
What I want to do for one of my actions is there's a current impediment for the seed. I want to be able to dig out some of the water or collect some of the water and put it away. I was thinking you made like a little dam, not a dam, like a trench. You could bring down the the water.
All right.
Get Phil to do that, or myself, or somebody.
So do you guys want to hit this guy earlier or later?
I prefer later, honestly, but everybody else seems to be pretty keen on earlier.
The reason I thought earlier was he's currently recovering, so like if we got him away as soon as possible. Interrupted the sleep.
The biggest thing is
I feel like keeping him away from an area is going to be easier than keeping him away from his den.
Yeah, I think that personally what I think we should do is not wait for him at his den, not kick in his door. What we should do is basically wait in the direction, like at the halfway point between his den and the rose bush, so that if he comes this way again, then he gets kicked in the teeth again. the final, no, you don't go this way.
I just like the
Philip
art of
will run back.
surprise.
Yeah, Philip is back though. He's like, there are mean spirits in that corner.
Mean spirits.
Yeah, the spinning flowers and this new weird aggro mushroom thing.
I have totally got to check out the weird aggro mushroom.
Let's go see what's going on over here.
Hey, my territory.
But you're awesome.
I know. No one can take my territory.
I don't want to take your territory. I want to hang
Oh.
out.
Yes, I am the great winged mushroom. Hey.
Sweet.
But the seed must come over here.
Then you must pay tribute to me.
And what's the tribute?
I don't know.
Do you know
Oh.
what tribute is?
Yes, it is a gift.
I got this. Heasley.
Mm.
Be right back. Poofs over to the rat den.
Mhm.
Grabs another chunk of the fertilizer.
Mhm.
Poofs right back. I have brought you really good fertilizer.
Wonderful, great tribute. But now you have neglected my underlings. As both of the flowers start just on top of him, he's like, yes, they show their admiration in giving me more nutrients. That's supposed to be acidic. They're
Like-
trying to kill him, but it doesn't because he's immune
Like-
to that.
Like, you know that they're trying to kill you, right?
No, they're my great underlings.
I was like, but
They're washing me with praise and nutrients because they support
the
me.
stronger you are through the fertilizer, the stronger your minions become because you're better able to strengthen them.
Then bring them more fertilizer so they
Okay.
can grow too.
Poof, poof. Tosses fertilizer to the plants.
Plants love it. They still do not stop trying to kill the winged mushroom guy.
Yep. Rock.
Phil will just kind of play ring around the rosy on that rock.
So,
Okay.
so the seed can come over here then?
I don't know.
Maybe. Why not?
More tribute is required. Ha 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 ha.
I am going to poof right beside him. And it's just going to be now the rot spirit is angry.
What?
You are my friend,
I
but
am?
he has been my friend longer.
Oh,
I gave you good food,
yes.
and you're being mean to my other friend.
But I need more tribute.
But I gave you tribute.
Yes.
You didn't say I had to give your minions tribute. So I already gave you more tribute. You don't get to ask for more twice.
But I am the great winged mushroom.
And I am a greater rot spirit.
Oh.
You should become his minion.
No. That's impossible.
It's the pats on the shoulder. We'll be friends, but you have to help my friend because it makes everybody stronger if there's more stuff growing.
So if I, the great flying mushroom, provide assistance, do I get more tribute after?
Yes, I will have my other buddies, other rot spirits, make some fertilizer for everybody.
Oh. That sounds good.
But that means you got to help out my buddy, the little seed. Very well. Poofs away.
The great winged mushroom has spoken. And he goes back to being a mushroom. While the other two just continually lambaste him with acidic sap.
I'm just gonna talk to the other rot spirits and let them know what's up.
Okay.
That they can have fun rotting the stuff, and the flowers can spread it around so that everybody gets some, so that
Mhm.
everybody's better.
Okay. Nicely done.
And I was like, that's better than I was going to do.
Oh, if he didn't listen, I was just going to rot through his stem.
Oh,
Oh,
I was going to file an official eviction notice.
I'm nice until you try to be a dick. And then I blow you up. But I can't blow people up. I can only rot them.
We figured it out.
Mm. All right. Susie, what are you doing with the seedling?
Like I was saying before, I was before I wanted to move the water around. I was pretty much cultivating the seed. I was bringing moonlight to it. I was keeping it keeping it comfortable, almost like sitting on it.
Philip has provided it a dry space, so it is not
Perfect.
Drowned with water.
Yeah, and the last thing I can do is I can provide it more water. I'll go.
It's got plenty of water.
Okay, got plenty of water. It doesn't need water. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to give it good vibes. There to get the moonlight, and I'm kind of just basking in it as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, roll me 2d4 for your assistance to the seedling. Go ahead and add 4 spirit energy.
Okie dokie. So I got some arrows. I wanted to coat them in something, but I wasn't sure. Any suggestions from everyone else? Maybe coat them with what Ash has done so far with the acorn stuff. Yeah, that was my only thought. Do with those.
So, seems good.
What about Ashenfur? What's your thoughts on it?
I don't mind sharing some. I have plenty of mace.
Yeah,
You have one more dose of it. You don't have plenty. You have one good use of it.
Then I will need to keep that one good use.
Oh, okay. That's what I wanted to ask.
You've already used the original, and
Yeah.
you didn't really have much until you added the chili powder to it to make one full dose again.
Gotcha. But if you find me an empty acorn, you can grind up the inside of my old acorn to get the centipede venom
Didn't you pass the centipede venom off to the bird front?
Yeah, but I was carrying it around in an acorn. They're
Mhm.
semi-porous.
Oh, that's right. So you got a little bit left in there. There's also the flower spitter acid.
I like that. I like that. I'll go collect that and put it on the tips.
Okay.
So I currently have 7 arrows. I'll make 7 tips.
Cool. Done.
You know what I need? Oh, is there any? Do they have any more thorns left or no?
You can ask for thorns one more time, but it'll only give you a D4.
I'll take a D4 thorns.
Okay.
You can use the rose petal pieces that I found as fletching.
Sure. You only get one. I only have 1 spare left.
That's fair. I don't know, really. You know what? We're gonna take it. I'm gonna take that single one left.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it onto our hammer, onto the smacky side.
You're gonna try and really hurt the thing?
I mean, if need be, yeah.
Okay. Indrid, what are you up to? What spookiness are you up to?
Is it stopped? Is it still raining?
It is, but it's a little bit of rain. It's not a
It's lovely.
drizzle, but it's a normal downpour, normal rain.
No. Still great. I corrected her plan. I'm gonna dig some holes in the shape of big bear paw prints.
Okay, that'll take a little bit though, but I don't think it's too much of an issue considering the ground's so wet. Yeah. Bear paw.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, cool. What if?
Did the people who found the bear urine possibly maybe find some bear fur?
No, they just the bear pee.
Like I want to spread this stuff around, but not while it's raining.
Cool. Anything else you want to work on?
No.
Okay, cool.
What I had planned is I'm going to go around to all the rain puddles. I'm going to see if any of the rain had spiritual energy that came down from it.
Not this particular case. That would be a reservoir or something that's kind of filtered or trickled through. So if you were to like look in a log or kind of a little nook, maybe what trickles down is spiritually infused, but not the rain proper.
Speaking of log, I'm going to go check out the log. So I don't think anyone's been in it yet.
Cool. Go over to the log. All right. As you try to go in there, these guys pop up. Halt!
Hello.
We are the toll beetles.
Oh,
You must pay a toll to pass.
I see. Hmm.
The sacred log passage must be preserved.
What are your
Gotcha.
favorite things?
We take berries, seeds, and other edibles as payment.
Hmm.
One payment for one person or spirit for one passage.
Lee,
Yes,
do we have any berries left?
he didn't eat the strawberry.
It's true.
You give him the You give him the strawberry.
Yeah, but I say this is a big strawberry. It should be worth more than one.
One food for one passage.
What about if I cut it in half?
That's not a full food. That's half a food.
Hmm. Okay.
You have paid. You may pass.
Susie goes inside the log.
Yeah. There's all sorts of toll beetles in here working away at the inside of the lug. A lot of them are pulling off parts and then going yum, 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 yum. Like termites.
I see.
Hmm. Yeah.
I will explore the log and I will look for things that could help the seedling.
Yeah, there's all sorts of wood chips and mulch and decay, beetle poop. There's a little bit of sap here and there.
Mm-hmm.
There is. Yeah, there is a bit of spiritual energy in the sap in here.
Okay.
And since you paid a toll instead of snuck in, a lot of the beetles aren't looking as they're all kind of descending on that strawberry. And since it's so big, there's a ton of the beetles not looking.
All right. Looks like it's time to do a heist. A paid heist.
Go ahead and roll me a 2d6, and that is how many droplets of sap with 1 unit of spiritual energy in it.
Okay. And we're going to throw in a bone coin.
Ooh. Oh, okay. All right. And then go ahead and roll me that 1d10 to see if you get it back.
1, 9, 10. Nope.
Okay. What's your 3? What's your major narrative bonus?
The major narrative bonus is that it is spiritual energy, higher grade.
Ooh.
Okay. So each droplet of sap has 2 spirit energy in it.
Okay.
So, yeah, you have 8 droplets. Each drop has 2 spirit energy in it.
Okay.
There you go.
8 droplets, eh? All right. We'll put some in our
4 droplets is basically requires a hand.
Yeah, 4 droplets of hands. Okay. Well, I'll just put the 2 up. So 4 for 2 inside my backpack, and then I'll just keep looking.
Oh, you're gonna keep looking. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll have you roll a luck test for me.
May the moon shine upon you. 73. Did not get it back.
You find at the very back a brown recluse just chilling. He has killed several bugs. And when he kind of looks your way, there's a little chitter. Little spider. You're in the wrong place.
But I get to meet you.
Hmm.
What is your name, Mr. Recluse?
Others have called me Brownie. Call me Brownie.
Brown, you can call me Susie. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Yes, another meal for me.
I don't know if I would be a good meal.
You're a delectable meal.
I like to make food instead. I like to make other people's meals. That is my favorite thing to do.
Prove it as they pull a dying beetle in front of you. Make it tasty.
Very well. She'll crack her fingers of spiritual energy and get to cooking you.
You can't prepare it like any other because it's a spider. It melts its prey and then basically slurps up the goods.
Mm-hmm.
So it couldn't be food like normal people have. It'd have to be a slurry, a soup, a stew, or something.
That's okay. We can add some one of our saps we just got for the higher grade to add that into it.
Make it a little sweet.
Yeah. We can get some water. I'm sure there's lots of water around.
Plenty. Yep.
And can't really cook it per se.
You can make a big production of it.
Big production of it, eh?
You may not be doing much with much ingredients, but you
put on a show. I got you.
Yeah, put on a show. You could go back and try and sneak. No, you'd have to make it on the spot. But you do have that sweetness.
Yeah.
I got some and pepper.
No, those wouldn't be good for a spider. The spider would be livid and try and eat Susie.
Yeah. So Susie will do her spider dance and prepare this this meal for the Mr. Brown.
Brownie, like the confectionery.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Then she'll do a shine of moonlight on the dish after she's done because she has her glow stick.
Okay, great.
So I am tier 2. 1, 2, 3. I do believe 10, and then no. If I was 25, that would be 3. So /R. What should I say from exclamation mark? Bon appetit! As I throw in an extra.
They are impressed. They like it. Has a little sweet thing to it. You can ask for one thing from the spooter in return for a good meal.
So 2 things come to mind: venom or spider thread.
Or spider hairs.
Hairs too. A good option.
Black recluses or some brown recluses are very venomous.
Yes.
They have the if it gets on you, it causes your skin to rot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They have necrotic venom.
Yep. That's why people don't fuck with them.
Mm-hmm. I think we should go with. I think we should go with some. Ah, fuck! I want to say Venom. I want to say Venom so bad, but I could coat my arrows with it. But do I want to like fuck with this badger? Do I want to have this for later? The Venom seems like the only good thing about the spider.
You could take the venom and have that droplet of it to use as the threat, as the equivalent of we're still being gentle.
Cool.
I'll take the venom and
Okay.
I'll coat my my thorns, my arrows with it.
Sure. Done.
And then I'll head out.
Okay. Cool.
I've done my thing. What about everyone else? I'm going to go to the seed and I'm going to feed it. One of the sap sprites we got.
Okay.
Spirit energy.
It very much enjoys that.
Yeah, so I have 6 left. I'm going to give 1 to each of our party members. Eatsley, Philip, Indrid, Passion Fur.
So
And then I'm going to, so that's 2 spirit energy for you guys.
Okay.
If you want to use it for spirit energy, you can eat it, I suppose, or you can just hold on to it. And I'm going to. Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to use one of those doses of it, Blatt, to
Sure.
strengthen my honey badger mace.
Ugh. That stuff in its eyes would do permanent damage.
I'm not looking for permanent damage. Because you said intent matters this stuff.
Right. So it does. Putting brown recluse venom in.
No, I'm
No.
It's not
Amber.
recluse
The
venom. I'm
the
putting
not the
spirit
amber.
energy.
Oh, okay.
The sap.
Okay. Oh, okay. Ooh, the sap would make it very difficult to get out of your eyes. Okay.
So that it foams up, it sticks, and it freaking irritates to high heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And you got that tarantula Baronet as well.
Yep.
Okay, you guys are down to the last bit. Indrid, I'm gonna say you were on lookout just in case.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Good keeping an eye on things. Do you guys want to fight the honey badger in his home, or do you want to wait till he comes back?
I think wait till he comes back, because
Yeah.
if we kick him out of his home, he'll come back out of spite, I feel like.
They are very spiteful creatures.
I have a question here.
Oh, okay.
The seed.
Yep.
Can we move it right now?
Nope. He is
Okay.
recovering.
All right, Susie. I'm gonna deal with Honey Badger. Then I'm gonna run up to Theed. I have an idea.
I think we should, if we haven't already done, or waiting for, prep the. Maybe you can make mushrooms over where the honey badger is coming towards, and then put the bear urine underneath the caps.
Sounds like a plan.
Just a thought. Second thing, I have eaten those two, and I have gone to 25.
Nice, nice, nice. You are now a bigger spirit. Moonlight power. While somebody's in your spotlight of moonlight, they get additional dice to everything they do.
Okay. So currently for the moonlight, they can heal per turn. They also gain
They get
additional
3d6 now because you went up a spirit level.
and they also get an extra die.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Then we move to final prep. Final things, folks.
All right. Gotta come and hide under these leaves.
Okay.
No.
Final hiding spots? Phil's gonna be a
Last-
rock. Rock.
I'm going to have the leaf and put it in front of us, and we're going to hide behind the leaf.
Are we gonna do the big spook thing again?
We can if you like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Can you make
All right.
light triangle?
Two positions.
Last thing I wanted to do before is check in on the other teams.
You will
Since
find out
we've been-
soon.
Okay.
Here he comes. He will take his time to break down the wall with his paws.
Has he gotten bigger?
No, same size.
Oh.
He's just gotten angrier.
The light's currently shining here.
It is going to start looking around. And it's going to eliminate your little puddles. Not falling for that trick again. That is its turn. Ash.
Mace!
Alright, you are in the box, so you get a plus d6. You do need to beat it. And I will roll for it now. Ooh, not bad. You need to beat a 24.
And with mine, because of the bonus from the moonlight, and the rot, and the mace.
God. Indrid. Ash got him good, right in his nose and eyes. With bear mace. What you do?
I'm gonna try and spook him again.
Okay. Give him the spook. See what you got.
Do you want to move into the moonlight?
Yeah.
Check out Luna first.
keep forgetting that she's there.
Is being adorbs.
Oh, she's so cute. Why are you still here?
How many times I had to teach you this lesson, old man? Do you want to do your darkness poof while you're in the sky?
Do you think that'll do
you
anything?
have that.
Why don't you have that? You did it before.
Did I?
No,
It's one of
they
your
just use
darkness
glass.
abilities.
Well, one of the darkness abilities, if you like, is it one of the ones I gave them for a spirit energy up?
Nope, it's just stuff we had beforehand.
Yeah, some of that stuff is not available. That's why I've been unlocking stuff for you guys as you go.
Okay, I figured. All right.
Not everything. But if they want to try to it, I'll have you roll for it.
It's fine. I'll
Trying to
just roll a spook.
Holy fuck! Okay. Yeah. Between the bear mace and this guy's he's like nope. And you guys will have defeated the honey badger, and he is not coming back this time. And then the seed will actually run over, and he will jump into the dirt.
I'm going to, because we said he was going to spawn into a rosebush, right?
Yep.
I'm willing to run over with him and use my life element and my flower mantle at the same time to help him grow.
Oh, very good.
And along with, we're going to infuse 2 spirit energy into it.
All right. And a new rose patch has opened up. Let's see how the other team is doing. Oh. Got pies. They are still struggling a little bit. Even the snake is very clever, and the kid is pernicious. Anything you want to pass their way, because you guys are now complete on your side. You have defeated the honey badger. It's the other two fronts that are struggling.
I would like to give one of my recluse arrows.
Okay. Which front? The kid or the snake?
I think the kid might. I wouldn't really die per se, but it would be a pretty bad for the kid.
It would look like a spider bite.
Yeah.
So you're gonna pass it to that guy? To that guy?
Yeah.
But see, the problem is with the spider bite, they might bring in and burn up the rose bushes.
Well, you playing around the rose bushes, a spider bite, I mean, that means you were getting into the nooks and crannies of stuff. Like you were really playing hard.
Fair
Because
enough.
recluses, they hate.
They hide.
They love hiding. They hate being out in open spaces. So that means you were kicking through the brush. And if it's on your hand or wherever, that means you put your hand in an area and you got bit. Like a dummy.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh. Blat, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
That quarter that I had.
Yeah.
I'm going to rust it into shards and pass that along to the spider side. Because that's
snake.
basic, Or
Snake.
the snake side. Because that's basically a massive panel of caltrops that it will have a nightmare trying to get through.
Okay.
It allows them to limit where it can get at them from.
Okay, so it's basically like, don't pass here, you're gonna regret it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, anything else you guys want to bring over?
I can, I mean, I can pass him my spike club.
You'll notice no one passed fully constructed built items. The materials mostly.
Interesting. Makes sense, but interesting.
Let's see here. The club. I've got the acorn, but that's all I had left.
Okay. Anyone else?
The massive piece of plastic.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe the snake will bite with their fangs and puncture it, but then it's stuck in their fangs.
Yeah.
We could also collect one of the pieces of glass that's embedded down there. Just swat it.
It's been buried. It's been completely buried. You'd have to.
Oh, I figured we could dig it up, but if all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I need to head to bed, guys. I've got an early morning tomorrow.
Good night.
Okay. Good night.
See you next time.
Oh wait, there was a couple of inches of twine, right?
Yeah, you guys didn't use the twine.
Combined that with I can shape how it rusts. The quarter can make a barbed arrow.
Maybe. It's just remember completed things seem to have difficulty in transfer, or are they just not transferred. If you just hand out materials or unused objects, then sure. If you hand them just a whole selection of stuff for them to pick from, such as the quarter and the twine, but separate.
Okay. I mean,
if you hand them the quarter without rusting it, that'll give them a lot of options too.
Then yeah,
I'll know if they just need a quarter.
Yeah, I'll just send them the quarter.
Okay.
The acorn.
Anything from Eatsley?
Yeah, I was sending it over the giant plastic website's
and
at now.
Anything from Susie?
I already sent the recluse. We call it arrow in this case.
Okay, I'm gonna make a couple rolls.
Oh. Eatsley, you forgot something that you're carrying in your backpack.
What?
The bullet with the spirit of war.
No, that's...
put it on his hammer.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why he gets +1. The snake will be sent away. Blue! And all the items that could be are handed over to the next group. I'm going to give them one more attempt. But I will give them 3 dice due to all the sheer help. And they'll get it. Congrats, guys.
Annoying.
Yeah.
You did it. You fought off your front, and all the others did as well. So you guys will be given rewards. You'll be moved to a kind of a dark room, very little light, enclosed with just enough space to all of you just kind of fit in there comfortably. And there is a moat of moonlight that'll speak to you. You have passed my first of 5 floors. Congratulations. My reward to you is what you have already accomplished. Your new forms. Do you wish to leave? If so, you may mark it. In this particular instance, teams of 5, which you have decided, may leave individually. I will restructure the challenges depending on which teams leave. You may do so now if you wish. So everyone will be adding a form talent,
Nice.
or basically it's a form, spirit form. You can, as a complex action, transform into the little spirit, which is only about a couple inches tall. And all of the gear which you have now is what you have when you transform, including the backpacks, the little hammer, the armor, the sled. Anything you guys have successfully constructed or didn't give away, you keep that. And it's a separate instance of your character. So the items you would have normally don't transfer to your spirit form, and vice versa. You have two separate inventories.
Okay.
So this little adventure has unlocked this permanently for everyone, which means you guys can get into places people can't anymore, or just fucking disappear.
I now have 2 alternate forms.
Mhm.
Because I have my spirit fox form.
Yep. So there is it takes a complex action to switch. So it is very visible, though, the transformation. It's not subtle. You basically, they literally see you shrink down. If you do it in front of someone, you don't just poof. You shrink down to a little itty bitty character. But if you can break line of sight and do it so that no one sees the transformation, you can give them the whoopsie slide surprise of where they go. Chase them.
Do we still have all of our abilities as in the other form?
Yeah, all of the spirit abilities that you've gained. Abilities you would have as your normal character, if it makes sense.
You can still do it?
You would have to roll for it. The more powerful the ability, the higher the success you have to get to unlock it for yourself. You can also spend downtime actions going around collecting spiritual energy to improve your spirit form. You can still improve that other body or the other transformation state.
I want to ask.
Hmm?
Because I do not normally have rot,
Mhm.
and I already have a spirit form.
Rot element will be just for your spirit when you transform into little spirit, but you won't
Okay.
gain the rot element in your other forms.
Okay.
But rot on a smaller scale, being a little itty bitty dude and starting to rot stuff, it's harder to identify instead of you patting your paw down and going rot everything.
Yeah, I was just wondering if the rot spirit form and my spirit fox form could be combined.
If you complete the journey all the way and max out the amount of spirit energy you have in that form, it'll unlock for your character.
Neat.
Yep. But you gotta max out your spirit. So, nicely done, guys.
One more to go.
Bit of a logic puzzle, bit of a creativity puzzle. But you'll be going back to your normal characters on the next floor if you choose. I
was
would
fun.
like that decision to be made within the next 24 hours. Your vote. And it needs to be unanimous.
Mhm.
I'll talk to Million. I'm thinking Million wants to leave.
And
But he also has a
Ali
thing at the
went
top
to
that
bed,
he
I
wants to get.
believe.
What's
But you
that?
will be resuming your normal characters.
Okay.
Again, you won't know what craziness I have ahead for you, but I will, if Johnny, if you have time,
Mhm.
the opportunity to look ahead, because you unlock the trade-off to
Yeah.
look ahead. But what we'll do is, if you guys decide to proceed, I will make those maps fully, and then I'll let you wander around.
I do want to remind you, I also am looking for something in here.
Sure.
I have the legend, the mythic quest to obtain the sacred flame.
It hasn't come up yet.
Yep. It was just a reminder, but my vote
I
is to
appreciate it.
continue.
So what we'll do is I'm gonna write into the chat some instruction, and then everyone will fill it out once I have posted it. But congratulations, you guys did great. Monster Man. That monster. There we go.
Well, I'm gonna take off for now, guys.
All right,
We'll
see you
go
over.
pass out. Peace.
Ah.
Ending the session here.